There's a jar sitting in your kitchen right now that the fertilizer industry has spent decades making sure you never connect to your garden. It costs less than $3. It weighs about as much as a coffee mug. And if you pour a single tablespoon of it into a gallon of water and drench your dead, compacted, lifeless soil with that solution, something happens within 72 hours that no bag of Miracle-Gro can replicate or explain away. The plant comes back. Not slowly, not barely. Back. Leaves lifting. New growth pushing. Color returning to stems that looked finished a week ago. I'm not talking about a fertilizer. I'm not talking about a nutrient supplement. I'm not talking about anything you will find on the shelf at your garden center between the pH testers and the slow-release pellets. I'm talking about blackstrap molasses, the dark, bitter, sticky byproduct of sugar refining that the food industry labels as industrial waste and sells by the barrel for almost nothing. The same substance that farmers in the American South used to revive exhausted cotton fields for over 100 years before the synthetic fertilizer revolution arrived and rebranded soil health as a product you had to purchase every single season. The global fertilizer market generates over $230 billion in annual revenue. Miracle-Gro alone pulls in more than $3 billion per year, selling you nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in a blue powder that your plants absorb for approximately 6 weeks before you need to buy another box. What they will never put on the label of that blue box is the reason their product stops working: dead soil. And the $3 jar in your kitchen cabinet is the only thing that brings dead soil back to life at the molecular level. This is the story of blackstrap molasses, the soil activator that agricultural empires trusted, that organic farmers rediscovered, and that the synthetic fertilizer industry spent 80 years making sure you forgot existed. Welcome to Fixvival. If this knowledge matters to you, subscribe and hit the bell. This is where we open the vaults they locked shut. Let me take you back to where this story really begins. Not in a laboratory, not in a university. On a farm. The year is 1870. The American South is in the middle of agricultural reconstruction. Cotton and tobacco farming has stripped entire states of their topsoil biology. Fields that produced massive harvests in the 1840s are now returning less than a quarter of their former yield. The soil is not nutrient deficient. The soil is biologically dead, empty, lifeless at the microscopic level. But certain farmers noticed something strange happening around their molasses storage barrels. Sugarcane refineries produced massive quantities of blackstrap molasses as waste. Most of it was discarded, poured into the soil around the refinery grounds. But the fields around those refinery waste sites were not dead. They were extraordinary. Lush, dark, biologically active soil that produced crops of incredible quality. The farmers who noticed began experimenting. They diluted the molasses in water. They poured it across their worst fields. And within weeks, those fields changed. Not because of any nutrient in the molasses itself, but because of what the molasses fed. They had accidentally discovered soil microbial activation. That the engine of all plant life is not nitrogen, phosphorus, or potassium. It is the microbial ecosystem living in the soil. And blackstrap molasses is the most efficient fuel source for that ecosystem ever identified. But the story does not start in 1870. It starts earlier. Go back to ancient Mesopotamia, the Fertile Crescent between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, approximately 3,000 years ago. Historians studying Sumerian agricultural records have identified a practice described in clay tablet inscriptions as feeding the dark earth. Agricultural workers poured fermented date and fig residues directly onto fields before planting season. The practice was described as waking the soil. Waking the soil. A Sumerian farmer 3,000 years ago used the exact same language that modern soil biologists now use to describe microbial activation. In medieval Europe, monasteries that produced honey and mead developed a nearly identical practice. The leftover residue from mead fermentation was poured around garden beds. Monastic records from the 12th century describe these beds as producing yields that neighboring peasant farms could not match despite identical soil and climate. The monks did not know about soil microbes, but they watched what the dark residue did, and they kept doing it for generations. Fast forward to 1943. A soil scientist named William Albrecht at the University of Missouri was conducting a landmark study on soil fertility. Albrecht's research identified a direct correlation between soil biological activity and crop nutritional density. His conclusion was straightforward. Soil that lacks microbial life cannot transfer minerals to plants, regardless of how many synthetic nutrients you pour into it. The pipeline is broken. You can flood a dead soil with nitrogen, and your plant will absorb a fraction of what it could absorb in biologically active earth. Albrecht identified complex carbon compounds, found in blackstrap molasses, as the primary activating fuel for soil microbial ecosystems. He published his findings just as the synthetic fertilizer industry was beginning its post-war expansion. And William Albrecht's name quietly disappeared. For the next 50 years, this knowledge was ignored. But today, we are finally waking up the soil again. Now let me show you exactly why this works. Because once you understand the mechanism, you will never look at your garden soil the same way again. Healthy, living soil is not dirt. It is a biological universe of staggering complexity. A single teaspoon of healthy forest topsoil contains between 1 billion and 10 billion individual bacteria. It contains miles of fungal mycelium threads so fine they are invisible to the naked eye. It contains tens of thousands of protozoa, nematodes, and microorganisms dedicated to one task: converting minerals and organic matter into plant nutrients. This system is called the soil food web, and it is the actual engine of all plant growth on Earth. Synthetic fertilizers do not work with the soil food web. They bypass it entirely, delivering soluble nutrients directly to roots. After years of use, the soil food web collapses, the microbial population crashes. The biological infrastructure that made it self-sustaining is gone. This is not a theory. It is documented in peer-reviewed soil science literature going back to the 1960s. Now, here is where blackstrap molasses enters the chemistry. It remains after maximum sugar is extracted through 3 boiling cycles. It contains iron, calcium, magnesium, and carbon compounds. When you apply it, you introduce a massive, easily digestible carbon-rich food source directly into the microbial ecosystem. Soil bacteria consume these sugars within hours and undergo explosive population growth within 24 to 48 hours. These bacteria produce enzymes that break down organic matter and release bound minerals into forms plants can absorb. Simultaneously, the molasses carbon feeds mycorrhizal fungi, the underground network that extends a plant's root system by thousands of percent. This is the 72-hour window. This is the mechanism that Southern farmers in Sumerian tablets called waking the soil. You are not adding nutrients. You are restarting the biological engine that has been running this planet for 3 billion years. 1 tablespoon per gallon. That is the concentration. 1 tablespoon per gallon applied to moist soil once per week. That is the protocol. Now let me tell you why you have never heard this before. And I want you to pay close attention here, because this is the part that should make you genuinely angry. The synthetic fertilizer industry's business model depends on a single elegant premise: that soil is a passive medium, and that plants require inputs that only manufactured products can deliver. That premise is chemically false. It was known to be chemically false by the 1950s, based on published research. And the industry has spent decades ensuring the true premise, that healthy soil is self-sustaining, never becomes the framework for home gardeners. Scott's Miracle-Gro generated approximately $3.8 billion in revenue in 2022. The broader global market exceeds $230 billion. Every dollar of that revenue depends on recurring purchase. Repeat customers. Seasonal dependency, blackstrap molasses, costs approximately $3 for a bottle large enough to treat a home garden for an entire growing season. It is a byproduct of an existing industrial process, meaning there is no scarcity and no opportunity for price control. It cannot be patented. You cannot trademark a microbial feeding response. There's no Miracle-Gro version of blackstrap molasses, because there is no way to mark it up and create consumer dependency. The moment gardeners understand the soil food web, the entire synthetic input model falls apart. So the soil food web does not appear in mainstream gardening content. William Albrecht's research remains obscure. They do not debunk it. They simply make sure the vocabulary never enters mainstream awareness. You cannot Google your way to blackstrap molasses soil activator if nobody is incentivized to write that article. But the knowledge never disappeared. It went underground, into the organic farming community, into permaculture circles, into the corners of agricultural science that the synthetic industry never bothered to suppress because they considered them too fringe to be threatening. A study published in the journal Applied Soil Ecology in 2011 by researchers at Wageningen University in the Netherlands measured microbial biomass response to various carbon amendments in depleted agricultural soils. Soils amended with simple sugar solutions showed statistically significant increases in bacterial colony counts within 48 hours and measurable improvements in available nitrogen and phosphorus within 72 hours. The mechanism confirmed Albrecht's observations from 60 years earlier. In 2016, a team at the Rodel Institute in Pennsylvania, one of the longest-running organic agricultural research centers, published a 30-year comparative study showing that organically managed soils using biological activation protocols produced equivalent yields to conventionally managed synthetic fertilizer soils after an initial transition period at a fraction of the ongoing input cost. The organic farming community has been using blackstrap molasses as a soil activator and foliar spray for decades. Master gardener forums, permaculture networks, and biodynamic farming communities contain thousands of documented case studies of dramatically revived plants and soils using nothing more than diluted molasses solutions. A homesteader in rural Oregon documented a complete revival of a raised bed garden that had been under synthetic fertilizer management for 11 years and had essentially stopped producing. She applied a weekly molasses drench for 4 weeks. Her soil test results after 28 days showed a 340% increase in bacterial activity markers and a measurable increase in available phosphorus that she had not been able to achieve with 3 different brands of synthetic fertilizer over 2 previous growing seasons. A community garden project in Detroit, working with degraded urban soil contaminated by decades of poor management, incorporated a blackstrap molasses amendment program into their soil rehabilitation protocol. Within 1 growing season, plots treated with the molasses protocol showed significantly denser plant growth and higher yields than untreated control plots in the same garden. Here's exactly what to do. And I want to be clear about something first. This is not a quick fix for a plant that needs specific nutrients it is genuinely deficient in. If your plant has a specific mineral deficiency, address that directly. What this protocol does is restore the biological infrastructure that makes all nutrient absorption possible in the first place. Start by purchasing unsulfured blackstrap molasses. This is critical. Sulfured molasses contains sulfur dioxide as a preservative, which suppresses the exact microbial populations you are trying to feed. Look for the word unsulfured on the label. It will be darker and slightly more bitter than sulfured varieties. It is available at most grocery stores, health food retailers, and bulk food suppliers. Expect to pay between $2 and $4 for a bottle sufficient for multiple applications. Your basic soil drench formula is 1 tablespoon of blackstrap molasses dissolved in 1 gallon of lukewarm water. Do not use chlorinated tap water directly from the tap if possible, as chlorine suppresses soil bacteria. Let tap water sit in an open container for 30 minutes before mixing, or use collected rainwater, which is ideal. Stir until the molasses is fully dissolved. The solution should be the color of very weak tea. Apply this solution directly to the base of your plant and the surrounding soil, saturating the root zone. For container plants, apply until you see the solution draining from the bottom. For garden beds, apply approximately 1 gallon of solution per 4 square feet of soil. The ideal application timing is early morning or late evening when soil temperature is moderate. Microbial activity is suppressed in extremely hot or extremely cold soil. Aim for soil temperatures between 50 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit for maximum biological response. Repeat the application once per week during the growing season. For plants that are severely distressed, you can supplement the soil drench with a foliar spray. Dilute the solution to half strength and apply it directly to the leaves using a spray bottle. The stomata on the leaf surface can absorb nutrients and sugars directly, providing an immediate energy boost. For completely dead or compacted soil, consider a heavier initial application for the first 2 weeks. If your soil is heavily compacted, aerate it with a garden fork before applying the molasses solution. Microbial activation requires oxygen, and compacted soil limits the aerobic conditions that beneficial bacteria need to multiply. Total cost for a full growing season, $3 to $5. 1 bottle of unsulfured blackstrap molasses. Nothing else required. Compare that to the $200 to $400 gardeners spend on fertilizers to compensate for underlying biological deficits. Here is what I want you to sit with before you close this video. The soil under your feet is not a passive medium waiting to be filled with the right chemicals. It is a living system that has been sustaining plant life on this planet for 3 billion years without a single bag of Miracle-Gro. Every great agricultural civilization, Mesopotamian, Egyptian, Mayan, Chinese, developed sophisticated practices for feeding that biological system. Not the plant, the system. They observed what organic residues, fermented byproducts, and complex carbon materials did to the earth. They built entire farming cultures around biological activation. Then the synthetic fertilizer industry arrived in the post-war years, selling the dream of control, of precision, of chemistry so advanced it could replace the ancient biological infrastructure entirely. And for several decades, it worked, until it stopped working, until the soil was dead and the yields were falling and the input costs were climbing, and nobody could understand why the plants were struggling despite everything they were being fed. The knowledge of what living soil requires never disappeared. It was always in the agricultural literature. It was always in the organic farming community. It was always in the dark, bitter jar of blackstrap molasses sitting on the bottom shelf at the grocery store with the baking supplies. It was waiting for someone to remember what it was for. A tablespoon of sugarcane residue in a gallon of water. The same principle Sumerian farmers knew 3,000 years ago when they fed the dark earth. The same thing the southern farmers discovered around their molasses barrels in the ruins of exhausted cotton fields. Some knowledge never dies. It just waits in the soil, dormant, for the right conditions to wake up. Billions of dollars in fertilizer revenue depend on you never finding that jar. Subscribe and share this video right now. Every share is a seed planted in soil the industry thought it had sterilized forever. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside will change how you look at every weed you have ever pulled from your garden.